Welcome friends to the channel. On 23 July 2026, India achieved a major feat in defense milestone as DRDO successfully conducted the maiden flight test of the M1 interceptor under Project Kusha from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. During the test, the missile successfully intercepted a simulated high-speed, high-altitude interception technologies. What makes this test so significant? Well, Project Kusha, officially known as the Extended Range Air Defense System, is India's most ambitious indigenous long-range air defense program. More importantly, it is designed to protect India against fighter aircraft, stealth aircraft, drones, cruise missiles, and dozens of other flying objects. And also, more importantly, this particular system competes directly with the Russian premier missile system named S-400. So let's understand how this system works and why it could transform India's future air defense capability. Now let's understand what is Mission Sudarshan Chakra. It is a long-term defense architecture under which DRDO will establish a multi-layered national security shield against ballistic missiles and other threats. It is a joint operation by Army, Navy, Air Force and will work by integrate satellites, early warning radars, intelligence networks, command and control systems to a real-time threat detection and response system. And it is expected to incorporate Project Kusha, the ballistic missile defense program, ISCS, Akastir, and other indigenous air defense assets. So how did the Project Kusha begin? The idea emerged after India's successfully ballistic missile defense program proved the country's indigenous interception capability. At that point, DRDO recognized the need for a homegrown alternative to imported long-range air defense systems such as the Russian S-400. Initially, the program was known as XRSAM, Extra Long Range Surface to Air Missile. However, its scope expanded, it evolved into the Extended Range Air Defense System ERADS. The next major milestone for this project came in May 2022 when the Cabinet Committee on Security approved the project's development. Then in September 2023, the Ministry of Defense granted acceptance of necessity to procure 5 squadrons worth 21,000 crore for the Indian Air Force. Meanwhile, prototype manufacturing began in 2024-2025 with Bharat Electronics Limited (BEL) serving as the system integrator. Finally, successful M1 interceptor test in July 2026 placed India among the select group of nations capable of developing indigenous long-range integrated air defense system. Looking ahead, Project Kusha is expected to inducted between 2028 and 2030, strengthening the defense of military bases, major cities, nuclear installations, naval commands, and other critical infrastructure across India. Now, if you talk about the technology and cost behind it, first it uses AESA radars to detect targets hundreds of kilometers away, while the AI-assisted command system analyzes threats and assign interceptor within seconds. Meanwhile, the missiles use hybrid RF and infrared seekers with ECM technology, allowing them to accurately hit targets even in a jamming environment at speeds up to Mach 5.5. Now, one of the most important part, the cost. The 5 squadrons have been approved at 21,700 crores. In other words, an indigenous system that will reduce dependence on expensive foreign air defense systems and strengthen national security. Now, let's look at the organization behind Project Kusha. First, DRDO leads the program with DRDL developing the interceptor missiles. Meanwhile, BEL integrates the entire system, including the surveillance radars, fire control radars, communication network, and battery management software, and while BDL manufactures the missiles. And the missile family includes M1 with a range of 120 to 150 km, with M2 50 km, and with M3 350 to 400 km. Moreover, the interceptor travel around Mach 5.5 and can engage fighter aircraft, stealth jets, drones, cruise missiles, AWACS aircraft, and selected ballistic missile threats. Finally, the BEL has invested over 562 crore in a new production facility, and a new version of Project Kusha is already under development for the Indian Navy. Now, let's compare Project Kusha globally. Today, a handful of countries, including the United States, Russia, Israel, and China, have indigenous long-range integrated air defense systems. With Project Kusha, India is joining the exclusive club. For example, the United States uses a Patriot against aircraft and missiles and THAAD against ballistic missiles. Russia deploys the S-400 and S-500 while the Israel relies on a layered shield of Iron Dome and David Sling and Arrow. However, the Project Kusha is not just another missile battery, it is being designed to work with India's ballistic missile defense programs and ISCS indigenous radars and future mission Sudarshan Chakra. And the most important part, because the entire system is developed in India, it ensures technological sovereignty, faster upgrades, and lower dependency on imports and greater strategic autonomy for the country. Finally, now let's look at the future of Project Kusha. The successful M1 interceptor test on 23 July 2026 validated its key technologies while the M2 and M3 variants are expected to undergo further trials before introduction. If everything goes as planned, the Indian Air Force will begin inducting the system before 2028 with full deployment by 2030. More importantly, Project Kusha will operate alongside the S-400, Barakat, Akash-NG, and QRSAM and other India's ballistic missile defense system programs, creating a powerful multi-layered air defense. Looking ahead, it is expected to become a core pillar of Mission Sudarshan Chakra, integrating satellites, advanced radars, AI-enabled command networks, interceptor missiles, and future-directed energy weapons into a single national defense architecture. Now last, if you find this video informative, do subscribe. Thanks for watching this video.